Huh. Should I build this by hand? Yeah, let's cheat that one in. I'm going to stop cheating things in soon, I promise. Actually, the next thing we need to cheat in is our asphalt and concrete plants. Because, unfortunately, you are not actually able to import either asphalt or concrete, which makes, you know, perfect sense considering those are both things you need to put in a spinny truck and, like, use right away, and you will waste if you don't use them right away and all that kind of crap. So you need no matter how much importing you're doing, you need to build your own asphalt and concrete production, which is fine. So we're going to build them over here because we want to have rocks available nearby to make some cement. Or some gravel, sorry. So this is going to take a little bit of doing here. Got to plan this kind of carefully. First thing I'm going to do is... Okay, so I think what we're going to do with the asphalt and concrete in this here early game, we won't worry about having, well, certainly bitumen we won't worry about. We won't worry about having cement be directly imported into the concrete plant. We will move the cement and the bitumen there by truck. But we do want gravel flowing straight into these things because that will make them far more efficient. So, concrete plant can go here. And asphalt plant can go here. Yeah, I think that works here. And then we will build a aggregate storage. Small aggregate storage, I think, is okay. Yeah, that'll be fine. But first we need a conveyor engine / transfer, like so. Or, yeah, okay. How are we going to do this? That's decent. And then small aggregate storage, like so. And then a gravel processing thing, gravel plant. Ooh, and unfortunately I've done it so that the road's on the wrong side of things. That's not ideal. What we would want to have is the road facing the rocks, because the gravel comes in via the road. That doesn't seem like it's going to be possible here. That's okay, though. We'll deal with it. This might take a little while. Unfortunately, although it is always a pain in the ass to flatten things in this game, it is far more of a pain in the ass to flatten rocky things than it is to flatten things that are not rocky. So, where possible, we're going to flatten out this way rather than the rocky bits. And we'll see if that gives us enough space. I doubt it. No, but just have to go a little bit farther in this direction. Flatten, my pretties. Flatten. Flatten like you always knew you could. Okay, and we're almost there. Almost, almost, almost. I can taste it. Gravel processing plant. Huzzah! It is done. Come on, bulldozers, do your magic. That is one little cheaty face thing in this game, is it is often far, far easier to flatten using the building placement tool than it is using the actual flattening tool, which is a little silly, but it is what it is, I guess. So yeah, That's going to be good enough for us. So now what we want is a... I'd have to connect all this stuff up, but we also want workers going into here, here, and here. So we want a bus stop in the middle. The trick with all of these buildings, the gravel processing plant, the cement plant, and the asphalt plant, all of those, is that none of them actually need very many workers. The cement plant is good with about 10 or so, or the gravel processing, gravel plant is good with about 10 or so, and these two both need like 3. So the best bet, in my mind anyway, is to connect all of them up to the same little bus stop and then set it up so that the bus splits the workers between the various plants with little tiny mini buses. Cute little orange mini buses. Okay, so... Oh, actually, I shouldn't do that. I should... Ooh. Steep, you say? That's not good. In my mind, steep is for tea, not for land. Okay, so got that. Now we're going to need... Unfortunately, we'll need to buy, like, essentially an extra dump truck we wouldn't otherwise need to buy because of the distance between the processing plant and the rocks here, but that's fine. We can buy an extra truck. That's okay. Gravel quarry. So we could put it here. That's not ideal. It's not terrible, though. Or we could put it here. Yeah, let's do the slightly better place that's slightly farther away. Not sure if it's actually better, but it will give us gravel. And that's the important thing. And we can always put a second gravel quarry in there later. All right, it's all connected up. We need some power, so let's electric substation. Put it out this way, I suppose. Suppose we should just run medium power lines from the from over here. Probably makes the most sense. Let's just do that. There we go. Just get some little wires. Sometimes I regret later in the game that I placed little mini wires early in the game, but at the same time, we need to save all our money. We are poor. So let's do that. Okay, so first thing we should do is fund both of these. I want to keep some dollars because we'll need those to get our shitty, like, uneducated workers from the third world. That will be incredibly cheap because people in the third world just want to live in my socialist paradise. Who can blame them, really? Certainly not me. Okay. Let's see how the farming's going. Just keep an eye on that. Let's get this grid out of the way because grids are horrible. There we go. So we do indeed have some tractors planting fields. That's a good thing. Maybe we can put some more small fields on the other side, or medium fields, maybe? Let's look. Food. Medium field. Hey, that's a lot of space. Let's do it. Okay. Medium field there. Then we will put this road. Really? Too steep of an incline? It's strange. It's better. Road there. Good enough. Okay. We can do another large field. At this point, I'm seriously not going to worry about the hills. If they're going to let me put farms over here, regardless of these hills, which aren't that steep, I'm just going to be okay with them letting me. Soon we will be eating glorious socialist bread, produced by the finest farmers and the finest, like, Korasna food factory. Maybe I should rename things. Now, I have two options when it comes to naming this building. I can name it something creative, or not that building, this town here. Where is it? There we go. City area. I can either name it something creative, or I can name it something dumb. So, since I have 3 lovely viewers sitting there, I'm going to name it something dumb. And if any of you want me to name it something cool, all you got to do is, like, say something in the chat, and, like, if it's cool, I'll change the name. If it's dumb, I'll probably also change the name, to be fair, because I'm just going to call it Farmsville. Aren't I creative? Now, meanwhile, we have this spot here, and Tabovina is too creative. So we'll call it Initialize da Town. Oh, not quite enough characters. Okay. Starterville. Yeah. That is completely boring and not at all creative. Don't you hate it? I hate it too. Let's rename it. Pick a name for me, you three viewers, you. I know you can do it. So these are building. We're not going to worry about this stuff right now. I think what we'll end up doing is just kind of let this construction office build things as it goes and see what happens from there. Once this distribution office is done, we can start getting building materials. But I think I'm going to be a little bit too lazy to wait that long. I suppose lazy isn't the right word. Oh, hey, power. Power's good. Let's start importing power while we're thinking about it, because I forgot to do that earlier. Import all the power. Give me all of it. Okay, now we have power. And so let's see. We're going to buy a small amount of each thing once. Steel, prefab, bricks, boards. That should get us started. Everything beyond that I'm going to want to bring in with trucks through this distribution office. Same deal with this warehouse. We will... So, and since this is expensive goods, we'll use dollars because they don't have to travel. Or they... Traveling a far distance is not expensive for these. See, like 3,600 worth of goods and only another 100 worth of delivery. So we want electrical components and mechanical components. Boom. So let's limit the amounts of these just because we're going to want to store a little bit extra steel because steel tends to be in crazy demand during runs of building, and we don't need wood or uranium oxide for anything right now. The small warehouse we will limit as well. So I don't think we actually want to store that much though, because this stuff is like really expensive. So let's just take these down a hair. And oops, not that one. And now electrical components and mechanical components are sitting at a nice amount. It's weird that only one field is sowing, despite the fact that I have, like, 5 tractors. I don't quite understand why that's the case. There are roads, right? Yeah, there are roads. So what's wrong? I suppose it could be the lack of power. Well, we got a tractor here. Okay, so that's... will soon be 2. That's really weird that this one's already at, like, a 3rd zone, and the rest haven't really started yet. Very, very strange. I suppose it might be that this guy decided not to pick up fuel, whereas the rest of them did. Yeah, he's down to 13 liters. This one is at... not the tractor. Tractor! Well, about the same, so I guess not. Well, I have no idea what's happened there. Bulldozers are getting fuel, that's fine. Right, so let's assign this to things. Assign. assign, and assign. Actually, we need to finish this guy quickly. Okay, so I have obviously not noticed that I was cutting that off. So let's not cut that off. Okay. It's fine, I think. Oh, we want power here. And we want buses. Speaking of buses, let's make this do a thing. Oh, hey, look at this. We have a distribution office. I will worry about that shortly. But until then, we're going to build some microbuses. We'll build 3. And the route of these microbuses will be, oops, this button, new stop, bus stop to, oh, come on, there we go, bus stop. So this bus stop, we want loading only, and we want workers only. This bus stop, unload everyone. And we'll start, and then we'll copy it to the other 2 buses that are not yet moving. And apparently in the devlog, they said that they're working on having transit routes where the buses will auto-space themselves out so that there's a nice even delivery of people, but that has not happened yet. So at the moment, it's a good thing to wait a while before sending your second bus in the hopes that at least briefly you will have evenly spaced people. Buses will eventually bunch up. That's just their way. So what's going on over here? We have 125 workers. None of them have a job. None of them have power. None of them have school. None of them have kindergarten. Overall, it's not a happy lot. So let's connect some power first, because that's something we can sort out relatively easily, and that I really should have thought of before I built that building there. So hopefully we can find a place to put this power station that is not taking up too much room, but I think that is a long shot. So let's just put it here. Put it on the grid, because I'll be really annoyed later if it's not even. There. All right. And we'll use a big wire for this one, because the city is going to drain power very quickly, very soon. Go there. Go down there. And then, oops. I don't like... See, you build... the cost is per tower on these things, which you can game the system a little bit by trying to make each span as long as possible and save a little bit of money. I'm way too lazy for that, but I definitely don't want 2 power towers right next to each other, because that's too wasteful even for my level of laziness. So now we have people going here, but it's mostly passengers and students, and we don't care about passengers and students because we have really nowhere to take passengers, and we have no education anywhere in our world here for students. So all we want is workers, but the workers are not going to the bus stop because they think that they have construction jobs to do around here, because I did not suspend every single construction job, which is what I should have done. So let's suspend things. Suspend, 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 suspend. 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 I think that's all of them. I think. Yeah. Gotta be pretty close anyway. So there they go. We got them going into the store first, and then... Oh, I see what's happening. They're all working in the store. We have 18 clerks for 5 customers, and that is not a good ratio. We do want 1 staff there, but 5 maximum is good for the shopping center. So we'll make that change, and then we should get workers coming here. There they come. Okay. Now our little orange buses, we'll be able to pick them up and bring them over here. Meanwhile, if we're being smart, we'd have a road that would connect more directly this way. I don't really want to build that road yet, though, because I want to manage this landscape a bit more. And I don't really want to manage the landscape a bit anymore until we're at a point where we want to wait. and let things build. We're not at that point yet. We're still trying to get the initial infrastructure up. So, did I tell this to build? Or, yeah, this? No, I didn't. I should. Okay, it's fund. There we go. I built the roads, that's right, but I didn't build the storage. So, actually this also... Oh, shoot, that's a problem. I was counting on being able to put a footpath there. Oh, that is disaster. It's actually like a serious issue here. Oh, I might need to destroy this road and therefore this substation, which would be terrible. It would be a waste of money. There's no way to go from here. No, that would be silly. You know, I long for the days that... Oh, hey, look at this. That's not the most efficient design in the world, but it'll work, I think. As I was saying, I long for the days when paths used to be able to climb up ludicrously steep slopes, and it was perfectly okay. Paths were like the super road that could go up any slope. I betcha I can make this a little bit more efficient. Maybe. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Can be a real pain in the ass to change terrain that's already has structures on it. It doesn't seem to be doing the things I'm hoping to make it do, so we'll give up on that for a minute here. Oh, and it's not even letting me put the path through that I could put through a few minutes ago, so that's unfortunate. Whatever, I'm not going to worry about it too much. We can always destroy this stuff later and rebuild it if we want to, but for now, I'm just going to let it be. Besides, we can comfortably walk to all three places they have to walk, so that's okay. Now, construction office, we're going to want... you know, we probably already want a second construction office. This one is not going to do the job for very long. But I think what I'm going to do is, you know, very, very quickly after having built this road, I'm going to demolish it. That's efficient city planning happening here. And I will put a large construction office on this side. One of these guys. Not the huge, huge, huge one, but the large one. We will flatten that terrain, like so. Then we'll... Oh, won't let me build on a curve. We'll go there, and then we'll go here. Come on. Ugh. Ugh. Good enough. Here, here, here. And... for now, actually, you know what? For now, I'm going to do something I don't often do, and I'm going to turn off the auto search and remove all of these assignments. And at least early in the game, we're going to manually assign things, because that'll be way more efficient. So we want one large bus, which will take all the overflow workers that don't get on the little orange buses, and all this is temporary, but we're going to do some open haul trucks, 3. I'm going to do 1 tower crane, 2 dumpers, and a covered haul truck. Cool. I think that's all I need initially for construction. So we need to assign the gravel thingy. Gravel-a-majig. There it is. Okay. So everything's assigned. Gravel doesn't have resources. We'll do that thing again where we cheat the system a little bit and do a one-time only manual purchase of a little bit of gravel. Doesn't get us started. Purchase. Now, while we're thinking about it, we will build some distribution office stuff. We want... Now I built a dumper. We don't need that much in terms of dumpers, I don't think. We need, let's see. Actually, I don't think we need a single dumper in this thing. So what we're going to do is reassign, we'll build the dumpers for now, but we'll reassign them to the work in the gravel quarry later. So I'm going to build 2 of those because we will need them. We'll build 1 cistern. One covered hall is probably enough. I actually like this one a little bit better. I don't know why I built these for the construction office. I shouldn't have. I should have bought this one. What else? Did I build a cement tank? No, so we need a cement tank. And we need a refrigeration truck. Which we only have the one option, which is kind of shitty. I think that's it. So now that we've got these buildings here, we want to first assign the customs house. At the customs house, we will load all the things we want. Food, booze, gravel, coal, I think. Maybe not. I'll check on that. Fuel, bitumen, meat, electronics, clothing, electrical components, mechanical components. What am I missing? I think that's all the things we actually are going to consume directly at the moment. Oh, cement. We have a cement truck, right? Yes. Okay. And then we will add unloading jobs. Oh, lumber. Did I remember lumber? Where's lumber? Huh. There's no lumber. And there's no... Wait a minute. That can't be right. Oh, we don't have open haul trucks. That's the trouble. That explains everything. Open haul. I'm going to keep building these things. I think we... two or 3. I think I'm going to stick with 2 for now. So boards, bricks, prefab, steel. Those are the open haul things we need. Yeah. Okay. So, right. So, new tasks. We want to drop things off at the store because... Oh, road connection, you say? Ha, that is an oversight. Let's maybe put another field in there, actually. Another field sounds real nice. It's not really an ideal fit, because I do want a pathway going from the store to that road. Yeah, maybe that's a terrible idea. Let's just, instead, let's just nuke that road a bit and build it out like so. Like that. Yeah, looks fine. And we'll just carry it across. Oh, except it's not quite what I was hoping for. That's better. Oh, and there is barely enough room to put pathways there. That's excellent. That's what I was hoping for. Okay. I think that's more or less what we want. Good enough for now, anyway. This is something I should get used to with this whole, like, streaming thing here, is, like, drinking water. I barely drink it as it is, but, man, it's necessary when you talk for, like, 2 hours straight. I've been going for an hour and a half now, so when you talk for an hour and a half straight. I even decided to be all prepared, people. Like, I have this thing right next to me. That's as much water as I have had. It's more water than I have had. I don't know if I can fit all this water, but Anyway, quick little water break aside. It's time to start to keep managing office tasks. Fun, fun, fun. Shopping center. At the shopping center, we're unloading all of the things, and we will Why won't you let me unload meat? Okay, that's... Oh, all of the things is no checks. That's right. So we will start bringing stuff when the storage falls below 50%. I think that's decent. Maybe 60. Okay. And that's the shopping center. And here... we want, again, 60%. That'll cost us some cash in the short term, but I'm not super concerned about that. We will need these building supplies. And the warehouse, where we only want to bring in electrical components and mechanical components. And what else do I need? For now, we'll be importing gravel, which is not ideal, but, you know, we'll be making our own gravel soon enough. Only need 20% most, I think. And I've just noticed I've switched all of these onto load instead of unload, which is lovely. So let's just fix that one at a time. Unload, unload, unload. That explains why the base percentages were so low there. Okay, so I think that's all the... Oh, no, not all the things. We need these two as well. Asphalt plant. Temporarily, we need to bring gravel in as well. Only temporarily. Makes me tempted to just build this shit first. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put bitumen and gravel on here. That's interesting. Can we actually import asphalt? I didn't realize that. No. Strange that that's there. Okay, well, whatever. Then gravel and cement, both things. We want to maintain a lot of storage in this, so that's fine. Okay, I think that's all the things at the moment. So that's going to take those trucks a while to catch up with. We probably should have done this a bit earlier. They're all going to go out and start finding... Oh! I forgot. We should also... not auto-purchase fuel at these two gas stations. So, yeah. 30% is fine for now. Meanwhile, gas station is one of the things that auto buys at the beginning. I am going to leave my shopping center in town on auto buy because until we start actually getting deliveries, I don't trust it, and I really don't want my people leaving because they're starving to death. I think that would be a terrible way to start this game. I've done it before, I know. So we've got like tons of workers and not that much work. So let's pick some labor-intensive, important buildings and start constructing them. We'll do the kindergarten, and we will assign it because I told everything to manually assign. So let's assign the kindergarten here. And we will also assign the second construction office because I want the second construction office built soon, and we'll transfer a lot of the vehicles in here over to here and make this one kind of road work specialized. Meanwhile, let's check on this. For some reason, only 2 fields are sowing, and I don't understand. We have 5 tractors. What the hell? What are these tractors doing? Okay, that one's moving. That's fine. That one's moving. That's fine. Okay, they're... Yeah. This one's... Wait a minute, what are you doing? Let's just pull all these up. I guess... Loading? Okay, well, let's follow you. Oh yeah, you're the one actually sewing. The rest of these guys, I guess, are traveling. Oh yeah, they're all traveling. Okay, well, whatever. That's fine then. They're very, very slowly doing things. Cool. get rid of this grid. We don't need it for now. Also going to tell it to build these things so that I don't have to like manually have dump trucks delivering gravel to the everything. So construction office. We will also build these conveyor belts. That engine. Unsuspend, unsuspend. Oh wait, those were not suspended in the first place. Okay, sure. Well, this does give power to that thing, right? We tell by doing... Yeah, whatever. I give up. Okay, I think we just have to run the simulation now for a little while. So while we're doing that, we'll put the ugly-ass grid back on, and we'll start doing the leveling of things. Yes, level my pretties. Level. Level. You can do it. Look at those bulldozers. They're so industrious. They look like wiggly little ants. Oh, wiggly ants, you wiggle. There comes a time in every game of Workers and Soviets when I know that 2 bulldozers is enough. Quote unquote enough. I keep forgetting there's a camera there. I'm like talking in the microphone being like, hi, I can't see you. You can't see me. We're just conversing like normal people who can't air quote. But turns out I can air quote, so I will. Ants. No, I decide that I have enough bulldozers, but I want to build a construction office filled with nothing but bulldozers so that I can bulldoze hills much, 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 much more efficiently. So maybe someday I'll do that. But for now, we wait. Made some progress, though. Let's look at how my little ant colony's going. We have 0 workers waiting. Oh, I should have been paying more attention. They've all gone to the kindergarten now that I resumed construction. I do not want all of my workers working in the building the kindergarten. I want some of them working in where the buses are taking them. So like, oh, and I also forgot to start either of these buses. So we'll start this one. We'll wait a while on the other. I see we do have some workers here, so that's excellent. We also have raw materials have arrived. So we can now use the asphalt and concrete, so that's very important. In our construction office, all of the various things except this covered guy are all out and about, which makes sense because the covered trucks aren't used for very much. So, and here too, everything except the refrigeration truck, which is for meat. So it's already delivered the meat. Oh, look at that, meat's full. 0.92 of 1 tons. That's a lot of meat, man. 92% of a ton. You know, one thing that's fun about refrigerated meat in this game is as long as it's refrigerated, it lasts forever. You know, that I tried to apply that rule to real life. Hey, there's a camera here. I should remember that. I've tried to apply that rule to real life. I've tried to, like, put meat in my refrigeration unit, which I call a fridge, and leave it there. And then a month later, or 2 months, or 5, eat the meat. And it's never worked out well for me. Can't figure out why. Normally, I get all of my important life lessons from video games. And this video game's pretty detailed, so I figure its lessons have got to be accurate, but I don't know sometimes. I wonder. All right, should we build more farms? I think we should. I'm noticing that all these big farms are now being plowed, so let's keep the farms coming for a little while. One agro farm complex can have many fields in this game, and you need many fields to satisfy one food factory, like many, many, many fields. So we only have like singular many, not many, many, many at this point. Yeah. Medium fields. Oh, there's a little bit of a hill over there. There's too much hill here. That's fine. I'm also noticing there's rocks, so that's going to stop our field building plans. We do need more fields than this, though, so I'm going to have to, suppose, build them out this way a little bit. It's not great. Betcha there's too much hill here, too. Oh, no. That's almost good enough. Okay, 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 okay. We can do this. We can do this. Lower. Need a free excavator. No, I don't. Yeah, they're totally lowering it. Okay, field. This is the bane of my existence when it comes to this game. Lowering train, always lowering. There we go. Big field. Perfect. This may seem like overkill, but I swear to you, it is underkill, if anything. Meanwhile, we're at the point where harvest will be a while still, but we should start preparing for it now. We'll do that by starting work on at least one of these grain storage things and assigning it to the construction office. Like so. Oh, and also... Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I screwed that up, didn't I? I put two of them. I'll put an extra one in here so we actually have some free space. That was where I was going to put the gas station. I remember my best laid plans. Turns out I didn't lay them very well at all. Oh well. Okay, so I'm going to assign here. Road connection doesn't... Oh yeah, that's because of the bus stop. Let's be a cheaty face and pay the 466 for that, because whatever. It's fine. We're going to resume. Oh, they're both resumed already. Okay. I'm going to resume that as well. I'm not going to start building it yet, but we will start moving materials there, which will be gravel at this point in the game. Hey, we finished a thing. It's a conveyor belt. It's my very own conveyor belt built by my very own labor of my very own laborers because they all belong to me. Let's start the third bus now. Why didn't that work? There we go. I was originally thinking I might only go an hour on this game and I might like switch to talking about stuff quicker. But I see I'm up to 5 viewers, which is like way more than the 3 viewers I was at before. So welcome 2 new viewers. In fact, it may be more than 2 new viewers if we've had leavers and joiners. Normally you don't want leavers without joiners, and you don't want joiners without leavers because that leads to chaos. We do not want chaos in the world. We want even numbers all the time. I don't want to raise my expectations too high. I don't want to dash them spectacularly. I'd rather stay low-key and right in the middle all the goddamn time. But since you insisted on leaving/joining, I insist that maybe one of you want to say hi or something, or say hi in the channel, or like give me a little subscribe or something fancy like that. It would make me very, very happy. This is the first time I have ever streamed, so I am wondering who my 5 viewers are. I wonder if there are people who responded to my Reddit post, maybe. People I don't know, new people. Or I wonder if there are people who responded to my Facebook post. That is, people who pity me. I don't mean that as a bad thing, you know, like the world moves on pity alone sometimes. It's always good to have a good collection of people who pity you effectively, you know. You can rely on that pity to gain you support where you'd otherwise be lacking. In fact, I'd go as far as to say as pity is a beautiful thing. Really. It's very, very beautiful. You know what else is beautiful? Flat. Flat is beautiful. Let's build some beautiful flat. You know what is not beautiful? This music. Because I have heard this same music way too many times now, and I'm sure you have too. Especially if you're anything like me and have watched several other people Let's Play Workers and Resources in order to learn this game. The music drives its way into your head, and not even in a pleasant way. There's some games that have like super repetitive soundtracks, but you can forgive it because it's like somehow good. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's the case here. Great game though. Love the game. Highly recommend it. You get to flatten things. You get to watch while they slowly flatten. You get to enjoy your bulldozers moving back and forth over the land. Maybe I should talk a little bit more about the actual game and what we're doing here, what we're trying to accomplish. See, at this point, we have used most of our money. We started with $1 million and 2 million rubles, and we're down to like about 1/3 of the dollars and 1/3 of the rubles, more or less, slightly less than 1/3 in both cases. So that's not good. But on the bright side, we have crops. We have a small number of people living in one prefab flat. We have the beginnings of a construction industry here. We have a whole bunch of vehicles moving shit around. We have an overkill amount of goods that we have purchased. That's probably why we have very little money, is the overkill amount of goods that we have purchased, but that's okay. We're building a kindergarten very slowly. We are not yet building a school, but we should be. So let's do this. Let's use some more workers in the school. We'll just max that at 7, at least get it started. And meanwhile, assign this guy to here. We are building a grain storage, a factory connection. We're doing things. We're making things happen. Our goal, realistically, is to get to the point that we break even without massive amounts of debt. I'm okay with a little bit of debt, but I don't want the massive amounts of debt because that gets iffy. There's some games I've played where debt is very easily serviceable and you want all the debt because you're sure that you'll make the money back when you take the debt. This is not one of those games. At least if you're not investing in oil. If you're investing in oil, that's easy. Like, oil is cheat mode. But we are not investing in oil, and therefore we do not want debt. Yeah. Wonder where our construction bus is going. Let's watch our construction bus. Ah, this one. I think. Yes. There's our construction bus. It has 0 workers in it. So it obviously got to the bus stop at a good time to get workers there. Construction bus. You bring those 0 workers to the unfinished factory construction 5. Yeah. Build, my pretties, build. Hey, that bus found people. That's good. So, I don't think it makes sense to assign new construction now, because we have enough things queued up. Hey, 6 viewers. That's 1 more than there was 5 minutes ago. All right. So, for those of you who may have just joined me, this is like lots of hard difficulty stuff happening here. We are only a few months into the game. We started in the beginning of 1960. We are now in May 1960. Our fields that we have here, many, many, many fields, are close to being harvested. The first few, I think, or maybe not actually. They're about a third of the way done, the ones that we planted first of all. But that's okay. Once the fields are ready, we will be bringing our harvested grain to these little grain storages. We have 3 of them, or will one day have 3 of them. Speaking of which, we should have a road on this one. Roads are people too, or at least they're important. I don't know if they're people. That's probably going a little too far, but I like roads. And I'm going to do something awkward here and bulldoze this frickin' power line because I forgot to put a road through here, and power line will make the road very difficult. That's unfortunate. So, back to power lines. We will spend more money that we do not have. Yay. Which type of wire? This one? Yeah. Okay. So we're building this grain storage, and it should be done in time for the harvest to start coming out. Actually, the other thing we need in time for harvest is some closed trucks to carry the harvest to the silos. So let's do that. First thing we need for that is a distribution office. I'm going to do a medium distribution office. That might be overkill in the short term. Probably not, actually. But the reason I think it's important to do a medium distribution office here is that we will want these trucks to both move grain from the fields into the silos and then move food from the food factory into everywhere, basically. Or that's the agro farm. I mean, the food factory. Yeah, that one. Might be that I should get some more people. I think I should get some more people. Whether to auto-build a flat or not. Oh, one thing I have not started building yet, but I really should because I definitely know the pain of waiting too long, is a fire department. I'm sure you can understand why that's important. Fire departments save lives, damn it! Okay, so I want this to be able to reach the industry up here and the farming here and the city, but I don't want it to be all out of reach from my population because I don't want to have to put a bus to it. I just want it to fill up naturally. So I think I'm going to put it right here, maybe on the other side of there so that that road will eventually be able to work. Yeah, that's fine. So I am going to suspend the construction, despite what I just said about it being important. Hey, if a fire breaks out, I'll surely notice, right? I notice things, usually. Do I? Maybe. Maybe. Might end up stopping at the 2-hour mark with this game. Moving on to the next subject. Might even come back to the game afterwards, but I planned on doing a little bit of a talky-do, you know. The goal of this channel is not strictly to do video game streaming, although video game streaming is fun, especially when it's like, you know, games about making things flat, and building villes named Farmsville, which, by the way, I know I said this before, but if anyone in chat has a clever name, I will change my boring name to your clever name. And that way you will know that your cleverness has made me less boring, and that's important. But, you know, if you don't want to name things, you don't want to name things. That's okay. I won't judge you. But along with games, we'll be playing many games, but we will also be discussing the hellscape we see around us. We'll be talking a little bit about the world, about what makes it tick, about ideas for the future and the present, about what we can all do to build a better world, because we're not just building a better flat, socialist-ish, Stalin-y kind of hellscape here in this here game, which is very nice to build, but we're also giving a shit about our own world. It's a bit of a foreign concept sometimes in the games world, but yeah, well, nobody's perfect, right? So I think we will, at the 2-hour mark, cut the game. We're getting close to that now. But if any of you 5 viewers came over from the Reddit post, have no fear. I'm actually enjoying this a lot, and I think I'm going to come right back to the game shortly after we do a little bit about current events and news and stuff. Because I'm all multifaceted that way. Yeah. What I have in mind specifically, I should specify, is the other day, I guess it was 3 days ago, something like that, I want to say, the leader, now I'm a Canadian, I live in Canada. Again, nobody's perfect. Please don't judge. But we have a political party called the NDP, and for my American friends, you probably haven't heard of the NDP. Maybe you have. If you have, I love you. You're very world aware. That's amazing. But if you haven't, they are a social democratic party, a bit of a labor party. They are not similar to what we're seeing here in Farmsville, though they started that way a little bit. They started as a merger between some of the labor unions and the farmers' unions, as a party that was known as the CCF, the Cooperative Commonwealth Federation, which then developed in the NDP. This is even more boring than my flattening game, I'm sure, but it'll be really fun when this shows up on a YouTube video about video games. I see 2 people have left already. That's excellent. So the leader of that party has done a Among Us stream with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And from what I've seen on my Facebook and my social medias, a number of people I know think that this is excellent and wonderful. And a number of other people I know think that this is pandering, think that maybe this is Jagmeet Singh's Pokemon Go to the polls moment. So what I want to do is watch that video together, and we'll see what we think. You know, now in hindsight, I'm realizing I was about to stop the game. Maybe I should have stopped the game before I talked about this stuff. So, hey, for the YouTube crowd that I'm probably going to copy this to later, this is the end of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic for now. I'm probably going to record another session in about an hour or so. But for now, so long. Thank you for checking out my very, very, very first session of Workers and Resources. And I'll catch you real soon.